If you guys don't know already, I stream every day 5 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/LuckyChamu. And a lot of people have been coming to chat and they talk to me and they've been saying, I've tried landing super and I'm having trouble. Either A, I don't come out with a lot of kills, or B, I die off rip. What are some tips on how I can survive Superstore? So I figured, why not grab like maybe 2, 3 different VODs and kind of talk to you and give you, like, instead of overwhelming you with the A through Z step guide, kind of break that down into 3 main points into how you guys can survive Superstore with a lot of kills. Oh, Meppy, you already took care of it? Let's go. So I'm gonna show you guys 3 separate VODs of me working super and how I work super. I'm gonna go over like 3 big tips. And the first one I want to touch up on is have a landing spot you're comfortable with. There's a lot of people who go Superstore and like, oh, let's go this spot, and they switch it up multiple times. You should have a max of 3 different spots you land. 3, more likely 2. So this is mine right here. I like to go garage, and I know I've worked and landed garage multiple times where I already know where the floor loot's gonna be. So it's easy for me to turn around, check, look for the loot, and get moving. Um, as you see here though, I'm working the outside of super, and I don't see a lot of people doing that too much. I see a lot of people who as soon as they get the gun, they just keep running and they keep pushing. Well, most likely if you got your landing spot on point, you're gonna be maybe 10-15 seconds ahead of everybody else, depending on how good your landing was. So if you slow your tempo down just a bit, turn around, work the picks. Everybody's still picking up guns. Everybody's still looting, putting on armor. If you're already set, use that to your advantage. Work the outside and approach them where they went. Because most of these people are going to be right where they entered. They're not going to be in the middle of super. So again, look at me. I'm working the outside. I'm looking at. I think I already have about 4 kills right now, and I haven't even went into Superstore. I'm just working the outside. I'm gonna hear somebody in here. Again, it's all about like picking them and then disengaging from that area, especially in solos. Disengaging and repositioning. So there, I get a kill, I disengage, and then I reposition. And now if somebody's pushing in that direction, I won't be there, and I'll be in a position where I can see if they go there. So now I'm pushing FM, and now I'm gonna get a little bit more aggressive in Superstore. I have 5 kills. In solos, there's not many people who go Superstore, but there's just enough. So you gotta play a little bit faster, I believe, in solos than you do in like solo squads and all that, because the lobby dies much faster in super. So again, here 6 kills, and I really only one of those kills was deep into super. Most of the time, I was just working the outside and playing the picks. Okay, if it wasn't. You're tearing people apart. I have to cough, but I can't. So this next VOD review is gonna be, again, me playing solos, working Superstore, how I work Superstore, and the mistakes I see people doing. So the first step was, being consistent with your drops. You will build more confidence if you keep landing at the same A and B spot over and over. And the reason why you have about 2 different spots to land at is because A might be the best option and B might not be. So if I only have one option to work with, my gameplay is gonna deteriorate because I'm gonna be constantly pushing myself. I have to go here, I have to go here, I have to go here, whether it's a good or bad drop. So if I have 2 options to work with, I have choices. So again, here's me working super. I'm gonna get my perfect landing into window, my second spot, get a gun, immediately turn around, and I start looking for picks. So I'm gonna get 1 guy weak, get the full kill there, and I'm still looking there. Gonna get 2. I know he's weak, so I know he was getting shot at. I'm still looking. Here, I see him. Disengage, reposition. I'm back in. I said that, I think, in the last video. Disengage just for a second, repositioned with a slide cancel, and I was able to take him out. So now I have 3. I'm gonna hear somebody in front of me and to my left right here. And again, I haven't even dove into Superstore yet, just to get a gun, and I came back out. And everybody's coming towards me. When you play Superstore, when you see red dots, 90% of players are gonna fly towards that. So you have to be ready to take that on. If you're trying to push them back, yeah, sure, you're playing a 1v1 50-50, but don't forget, you have A, B, and C pushing you. It's not just a one-on-one, it's a 1v5. Everybody's on a different team, So you got to be aware of that situation. And it's easier to control the chaos, again, when you're outside and in a landing spot that you're most comfortable with. Because when you're in a landing spot you're most comfortable with, you already know the area, you already know where the loot is, you already know which direction to get pushed from. So you're not really having to check 360 degrees. You kind of already have that spot narrowed down. I might have a guy to my right. And again, now I'm finally working in a super, but I'm not running straight down the middle either. I'm working the outside still, and in a way where I'm just picking, picks here and there. Um, I'm not running through the whole super. I don't need to. Throwing proximity mine. Um, I already have 7 picks here, and I believe I'm gonna have one more kill here. I'm gonna notice they're up top, and scan up here. Tip 2, don't land up top for the reason that you lose a lot of aim assist if you're on controller, so I would highly recommend you don't. I push up there sometimes after, but necessarily not too much. Again, the reason being you lose aim assist and your fights will be inconsistent, and now that throws you off your game. So if landing on the roof is your landing to go spot, you most likely should be a keyboard and mouse player. Another thing in solos to do, as soon as your tempo is slowed down and you get the cash, get a UAV pop. If there is anyone in there, get back in there. You don't need to get your loadout in solos. So we've already gone over, landing in a consistent 2 spots, maybe 3, is gonna build your confidence when going superstore, and you'll see more consistent results. A second thing was not be afraid to work the outside of Superstore. As you've seen in those 2 VODs, I got more kills working the outside of Super than diving into it. And it's not a race. It's not a race to who could get the most loot off the floor, who get the cash right away. If you're going for high kills, you're going to want the kills. Um, so here's me. I'm only going to land top garage here because my teammate is going to let me know. But I automatically, the third step really into how to survive Superstore is to have map awareness. So it's not just map awareness too with your enemies and the superstore itself, but your teammates as well. So I've been playing with these guys long enough to kind of know their routes and how they play. So I can relatively play a little bit split from them, but I constantly look at the map to make sure I'm still close, just in case I need to get to them. And you'll see that in a couple clips here. Um, so it's another important factor of having map awareness. If you're able to kind of know the layout of Superstore and not just the loot drops but the different routes and angles, you're going to be able to push things from different areas. So again, right here, I know there's a teammate there, he's beaming me, he threw a torch at me, and I'm able to kind of reposition myself to get the upper hand advantage, get this high ground, and now, the tables have turned in a sense. I already know where he's going. And I'm looking at my map. If you guys look right there, Hector automatically, a perfect example of map awareness. I get that knock, he automatically knows this is an open lane down mid, and we're most likely going to get pushed from there. So he automatically turns and starts pushing that direction. He doesn't need to help me, shoot somebody on the floor. He knows I'll get the kill. So he's already working for the next one. Now we're working top window here, and again, we've slowed our tempo down just a bit, and that's a sidestep, to make, I guess you could call that skill to have. Know when to increase and slow down your tempo play, because if you're playing aggro the whole time, that could go bad real fast. So, we slowed it down, we're kind of repositioning, and we're looking for the last pick. And the last pick is going to be up here on top Superstore, and we're going to be able to kind of get the kill there. So have a consistent landing spot. That consistent landing spot is going to help you build confidence in going Superstore. Don't be afraid to work the outside of Superstore. As you see in the VOD, I got more kills working outside Superstore than I did in. And then finally, have map awareness. Know where your teammates are at, the enemies at, and where you're at. And again, I stream every day, twitch.tv/LuckyChamu. If you want to guys stop by, say what's up, or if you have any questions, I can answer them all live for you there.